Ooh. Cannot balance phone. Come on, there we go. Morning, people. It's me again. What am I going to ruin today? Well, no, nothing actually. There is something that's been on my mind for the last, on and off the last few months actually, which I actually wanted to say reasonably publicly. Every so often I post something on Facebook which is important or controversial or interesting, and I'm going to call it feminist issues, even though they're not feminist issues, they're people issues. But I find myself to be often the first or the most stern voice in a chorus of fuck this issue, here I'm going to ruin something you love because it's actually super problematic. And I'm not going to lie, occasionally it's been exhausting, especially when I accidentally trip over related issues that I was not prepared to talk about and have no knowledge on. I'm not necessarily the smartest person, even watching this video right now, never mind on my Facebook or in the world. There are a lot of things I don't know, and a lot of things I'm going to get wrong. However, the point I want to make today is that every time I post something about an important issue that affects me or people around me, or that I just have an opinion on and feel the need to share, and especially when it's something that would traditionally be defined as a woman's issue, I get a flood of PMs. And a lot of them are from women or female presenting people who are essentially doing the digital equivalent of the sort of solidarity eye roll and nod. This comes in many forms when it comes to digital communication, but that's the essence of what they're trying to communicate. I get a bunch of messages from male and masculine presenting people who are trying to defend themselves and the things they like and the things they do, and that's a little exhausting, and I tend to just tell these people to go away and think about it. Like, I cannot forgive your past transgressions on behalf of all women. I can't tell you you're actually a good person. That's not for me to decide. And I'm certainly not going to coach you through your reconstruction into someone that does not hold problematic opinions. That's not my job here. That's not even the job I've self-appointed myself to be doing. God, this sounds so wanky. I might delete this later because Jesus Christ. But what I do get, which I fucking love, is every time I post something like this, I get these PMs from men and male people, male presenting people. Fuck, I am too tired to do language code right now, but I hope you get the idea. I get these messages from people who are quite often old white guys, or older white guys. Not actually calling any of you people old. As I said, I'm tired of the language. I get these messages and they're encouraging and they're saying thank you, they're saying helpful, supportive things, and having insightful conversations about the issues that I present. And it's never from the people I expect it from. And I mean that in a good way. The people who message me, the masculine type people that message me with insightful, supportive gratitude and interesting things to say, they're never the people I expect. Not that I don't expect older white men to be supportive or anything, they're just not necessarily who I expect to be receiving heartfelt, insightful messages from. And that is, I mean, that says a lot about me as much as anything else. But I am incredibly grateful to these men. So yesterday, I think I was one of the first person I saw posting about the whole Sean Connery is actually a douchebag thing. And I'm going to name drop someone here. Andy Connell, who a lot of you people watching this will know. I saw my post and immediately and publicly put himself out there and declared, yeah, no, Sean Connery, problematic as fuck. And it's so meaningful not to be the only voice saying this, and especially if I'm backed up by an old white man. Sorry, Andy, I love you really. But you are an older white dude. Oh my god, I should have thought about what I was going to say before I start this video. What I'm trying to say is thank you. What I'm trying to say is it's really fucking lovely to have people who aren't just feminine millennials echoing my thoughts and putting themselves out there and inviting the criticism and essentially being a sponge for an outpouring of collective grief that happens every time we're like, oh no, actually this thing we all like is shitty. Oh, my cats are fighting, that's lovely. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, really shittily, because it's 10 in the morning and I'm not really functional before lunchtime. What I'm trying to say is thank you. It means a lot, and that is one of the things. I've talked a lot in my last couple of videos about walking into a room where you know that nobody is on your side. That's the opposite. This is the opposite of that. Seeing people more privileged than myself coming out and saying, nah, yeah, that, echoing that makes me feel safe. That makes me and people like me feel like, yeah, we can walk into a situation and we know that at least someone in that crowd is on our side. And I cannot overstate how wonderful that is. Especially because this is something that's changed even within my lifetime. In the early 90s, if someone had if a raging bra-burning feminist had... incidentally, don't burn your bras, they're really useful and expensive. But if a raging feminist had come out and decried a public figure in that way, you can be damn sure that any man stepping forward and backing her up would have been in for a slew of criticism and socially shunned in a lot of circles. And the fact that that doesn't happen, I mean, it does a little bit, but people are more willing to put themselves out there and call out this shit, and it's wonderful. And I'm talking too much, and I think I've made my point about 6 or 7 times in mildly different ways, but it's really meaningful, and I feel kind of soppy about it, which is not a natural state for me, which is probably why this video is a little bit awkward. I'm not very good at verbal affection, nor am I good at sincerity. I always feel like I have to apply a disclaimer to things. I'm a bit of a prickly customer sometimes, but yeah, thank you. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.